Jesus. They're so loud.
You have no more room for stickers.
Ha ha ha. God, the lighting in here is better than in in Etobicoke. What the hell?
What time does the game start?
6:25. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. What's that? Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2. Coming to you live from the Thunderdome at the Ajax Community Center, we welcome you to a special road presentation of Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey here on the Dolphins broadcast channel. As we say good evening, Finland, Thomas Mersey, the voice of the Dolphins, here with you on the road for the first time this year, and how fitting, it's the final road game of the season as the Etobicoke Dolphins take on the Durham West Lightning here on a Saturday night in Durham West. Etobicoke is on a hot streak right now. They are winners of their last 7, outscoring their opponents 45-4 and recording shutouts in 3 of those, 3 of 4 contests in that regard. Dolphins officially clinched their 3rd consecutive regular season title last week. They will finish numero uno heading into championship weekend. The Dolphins with a record of 44-1, 1-0 on the season, number 1 in the OWHA. And the Etobicoke Dolphins have been red hot when it comes to scoring. 286 goals for, 43 against, which are league best, with a plus 243 goal differential. They go up against the Durham West Lightning, who are just behind them in those categories as well. The Lightning 37-9, 3-0 on the season, good enough for 3rd in the OWHA heading into the final weekend of the regular season. So the Durham West Lightning, as of right now, sitting 10 points behind the Mississauga Hurricanes. If my math is correct, they will not be able to pass the Hurricanes in the overall standing, so Durham West will have to do with 3rd place heading into the postseason. A battle of 2 of the most potent offenses in the in the OWHA here today. Etobicoke with 286 goals, which is number 1, and Durham West with 226, which is second best, just behind the aforementioned Dolphins. Going over Durham West a little bit more, they have won 4 of their last 5 on a 4-game win streak, including a win on Sunday afternoon against the Windsor Southwest Wildcats by a score of 7-2. They have won 3 in a row at home, and they have been really red hot. They have one more game tomorrow afternoon at 2:25. They'll take on the Oakville Hornets here at the Ajax Community Center. While the Etobicoke Dolphins, they have one more game tomorrow, and it will be seniors night against the Whitby Wolves, as 11 graduating players will be honored before the game as they get ready for their final playoff season and get ready for the NCAA. And looking again at the Durham West roster, leading the way in terms of points, Savannah Halloran, 69 points in 46 games. She has the 5th most points in the OWHA, leads the way in terms of goals with 40 on the season. She has been red hot, 5 of which have come on the power play. The 15-year-old from Whitby has been lighting the league on fire, and Durham West has been a force to be reckoned with. As for the Etobicoke Dolphins side, still leading the way in terms of the offense. No surprise, it's Maddie McCullough, 86 points in 44 games, which is number 1, but leading the way in terms of the goals as of right now with 37 is Maddie McCullough. But keep your eye on Sophia Ishmael. She is now 4 points back of Maddie McCullough for the league lead in points coming into today's action. She has 82 in 42, including a league high 52 assists coming in to today's action. Maya St. Pierre, the Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario native, will get the start this evening for Etobicoke here on the road. The only scratches for the Dolphins. Grace Van Volsen still dealing with an injury, but she is expected to be in the lineup tomorrow against Whitby. Also still out of the lineup, Maddie Lubera, who is still out with her. Maddie Lubera is in the roster tonight, so as of right now, Grace Van Volsen, the only scratch to make note of for the Etobicoke Dolphins. So Maddie Libera will dress in just her 12th game of the season. 3 goals and 1 assist for her. A welcome back addition to the lineup, a product of Burlington and a Union College commit. As of course, all players on this junior Dolphin squad officially heading to NCAA. While on the Durham West side, a lot of post-collegiate heading over to the NCAA, including 4 that will join Grace Van Volsen on the Providence College Friars, including Taylor Saprika, Nate Thatcher, Mackenzie Riches, and Peyton Fleming. And then 2 UConn commits in the form of goaltender Amelia Wilkinson and Capri Chalk. Renee Lapointe heading to Minnesota Duluth. Eden Bergman heading to Boston University. Madison Brick, who is 5th in the league for goals this season, she's heading to Colgate. And Uma Peterson is bound for Brown University. We'll step out for the national anthem. When we come back, it's the starting goaltenders and first period puck drop. It's the Bolts of the Dolphins on a Saturday night in Ajax. We'll talk to you on the other side of O Canada. National anthem in the books, which means we're ready to go on a Saturday night in Ajax. It's the Fins and the Lightning here at the Ajax Community Center. The Dolphins looking for their 45th win of the season, while the Durham West Lightning looking for their 38th win of the year, looking to stay stagnant at third in the standings. Tonight's starting goaltenders in net for the Dolphins, the aforementioned Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario native Miss Maya St. Pierre. An impressive record of 19-1-1 with 7 shutouts on the season, a 1.09 and a .947. This is her 22nd league appearance here today. And in net today for the home team, the Durham West Lightning, will be the Keswick, Ontario native Darby Oaks, 16-3-1 on the season, a 2.11 goals against average, and a save percentage of .923. Neve Thatcher and Adriana Milani will take the opening draw here, and the puck is down. We're underway from Ajax between the Fins and the Lightning. Glad to have you with us on a Saturday night as the Dolphins Broadcast Network has hit the road for the first time this season. Etobicoke will start with getting the puck up the left wing. It's Milani who button hooks in the corner. Looking to the line now, passed over to Mossy, who has been red hot this season with 67 points, which is 6th best in the OWHA U22 group. Now on the right wing, Fleming unable to hold on to it. Dolphins in their road white with blue accent striping, while the Durham West Lightning in their home black and grays. Here's Mossy trying to take a drive on the top of the circle. That one redirected off the stick of Neve Thatcher and just wide of the net. Now Waddick with a quick pass to the line as it comes over to a box on the left side. Now Mossy trying to power her way in, takes a falling shot. That one just whistling wide of the net. Good look early on for the Dolphins as they'll make their first change of the game as we're 1 minute in, and the Dolphins with the first bit of pressure. Mossy with another shot. She'll go off for a line change, and the first shot of the game will go by way of the Dolphins here tonight. Puck sent down the ice, and that will be an icing call against Durham West as we're a minute 10 deep here between the Lightning and the Dolphins on a Saturday night. A very foggy drive up to Ajax here today, but everyone making it to the rink safely. Was glad to make the trip up and take in my first road game with the Etobicoke Dolphins, and who better to take on than one of the top 3 teams in all of Ontario, that being the Durham West Lightning. Devin Lang for Rachel Piggott. Her forehand shot redirected by Renee Bishop, who's down low trying to work it around. Renee Bishop, one of the 11 graduating players for the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins, now played down the ice as Madu Lubera back to get up, and now she's turned it over behind the net. Capri Chalk falling down behind the goal. Couldn't make the play there. Now going to be picked up by Uma Peterson. Peterson to the line for the point. She'll take the point shot, and that one blocked in front by near-standing traffic. Picked up again by Capri Chalk, a Yukon Husky commit. Dolphins picking up in their own zone as Piggott, losing it between her feet, but she does recollect safely, and we'll get another stoppage as it looks like the puck went off of a member of the Dolphins bench. So 18:05 to go here in the first period at the Ajax Community Center. Got to say, a very nice facility. 3 NHL regulation size rinks and 1 Olympic size oval. Sydney Boness up the right-hand side. She's heading to Boston University alongside Skylar Rushpler and one of her future teammates, Eden Bergman of the Durham West Lightning. Now picked up by Savannah Halloran. Leads the league in goals with 40 on the season and has 69 points this year, which is top 5 in all of Ontario. Pass to the right side for the captain, Spencer Vicari. Vicari pushed hard on the boards there by Pippa Green, enough to knock her off the puck for the moment. Now collected by Bonus. She'll drop off for Rachel Bishop. Bishop pinches off the line and gets it down low. Vicari looking net front, comes to the point. Long range shot by Venucio, and that one gloved down by Darby Oaks, who will hold on for a face-off. Venucio, the only Dolphin left yet to score this season. A good look there for her with a shot from the line, but Oaks making the glove stop, and will get a whistle on a face-off to her right with 17:21 to go here in the first period. Dolphins win the offensive zone draw. It's Megan Mossy. Long-range shot deflected in front, and Oaks was following the play, just got a piece of it after it went off the backside of Maddie McCullough in front, making her return to Durham West after she had left the Lightning and joined the Dolphins in the offseason. Offside call coming up here, or pardon me, an icing call against Durham West with 17:02 to go in the period. And you got to imagine that the Durham West Lightning will be all over Maddie McCullough today like a bad cold during the winter months. As fittingly enough, Maddie McCullough scored the first goal of the season for Etobicoke, and it was against her former club in the home opener earlier this year. Maya St. Pierre, the Sault Ste. Marie native, out of her net to play it. And now look out, turnover at the side of the net. A chance here for the Lightning, and Thatcher's shot is blocked. Lightning with a dangerous chance after the Dolphins turn it over in their own zone. Now it's Eden Bergman throwing it back over to Mackenzie Riches. She's heading to Providence College along with 3 of her fellow teammates. Back to the line, it's LaPointe. LaPointe for Thatcher, back in the middle. LaPointe walking in. LaPointe shot just went wide. Didn't get all of that one. Pass comes net front. Recollected by Riches. Back to the line for Allie Mitchell. Riches again. Her forehand pass nullified by the Dolphins defense. Durham West in need of a line change as Haley Box being hunted down here by Lorelei Himmel, and she'll take her hard into the boards. But not off the puck. Adriana Milani sends it far side of the rink. Maddie McCullough for Etobicoke able to get it up the wing. Here's Himmel. Up the left wing she comes. Himmel trying to push into the zone. Product of Salt Lake City, Utah. The 18-year-old March 31st birthday. Backhand across by Pippa Green, able to find Sarah Aquilina, who turns 16 tomorrow. So a happy early birthday to one Sarah Aquilina, the Ajax, Ontario native. Playing her second to last home game of the season for the Junior Lightning. 15:25 to go in the first period. We still await our first goal of the evening here in Ajax. Puck play behind the goal, Devin Lang. One of the numerous commits to Cornell University, along with the Bishop sisters. Chasing after her in the corner, Soren Bitterman out in front, and a good shot there by Madison Brick, but an even better stop by Maya St. Pierre. Now Sophia Ishmael, the Penn State Nittany line, brings it up the right wing with some great hands. Ishmael able to find Piggott, who cuts down low. Piggott back to the line. Ishmael couldn't receive the pass cleanly, and the Dolphins forced to retreat. Quarter of the way through this period, and the Dolphins trying to get reset offensively, but they can't do it from their own D zone, so they got to move it up quickly. Here's the captain, Spencer Vicari. Vicari, one of 2 Stonehill College commits. Up the right wing, Rachel Bishop pushes in, takes the shot. That one blocked by the near-standing Aurora Matt. Aurora Matt, the 17-year-old defender from Toronto. Bonus walking in, firing. Lost her footing, and she stripped off the puck on a good play by Peyton Fleming. Fleming will bring it up the right-hand side, able to get around Venucio. She pokes it back to the line, and just enough to get out. Great pace to start this game as Aurora Matt, look out, fires it in. It took a nasty spin on the boards, but luckily pops right back to her feet. Here come the Dolphins on a 3-on-3 the other way. Vicari on the right-hand side. Vicari looking out in front, but intercepted there by Aurora Matt, who had to stay out. She wanted to go off for a change, but saw the Dolphins, who could have been in on an odd player rush. Bossy pinching off the blue line to keep it alive, and will do so. Megan Bossy leads the way or it's actually second in power play goals coming into today's contest with 11 on the year. 11 of her 36 goals, which is 4th best amongst overall players in the league this year. Milani, right-hand side, gets it down low for McCullough. McCullough pushed into the boards and off the puck by Uma Peterson. On the right-hand side, Milani push it in. Sharp angle shot. Good save made there by Oakes, who hugged the post tightly to not let one squirt through. Now Mossy with a long-range point shot. That one knocked down by Aurora Matt, and the Lightning finally get it out of their zone. The first real amount of offensive zone time there for the Dolphins. But Oakes having to make a couple of saves early on. Capri Chalk got a stick on it. Flutters up in the air, and St. Pierre will just pull it down, and she'll get a stoppage with 13:02 to go in the first period. A special hello to all those tuning in across Finland, whether you're in Etobicoke or anywhere else in this great province. Glad to have you with us. Thomas Mercy, the voice of the Dolphins, on the road for the first time this season, and glad to be up here for the final weekend of the regular season for the Dolphins and take in the seniors weekend. Of course, the Dolphins have one more game before the championship tournament. They will take on the Wolves of Whitby tomorrow afternoon, back at home at the FPC at 12:15. Comes to the line, cross-ice pass by Lubera. Devin Lang, her shot was going to go wide, but Oakes elects to grab it and will get a stoppage. 12:42 to go in the period, as both teams looking for the important first goal of the night. Face-off coming to the left of Darby Oaks, product of Keswick, Ontario, the 17-year-old, 2008 birth year. Back to the line, Devin Lang almost got a piece of it, but Madison Burke with a great play, just able to poke it by her. She's got a teammate going to the net. That was Savannah Halloran, but she couldn't get it to her in time. Now Halloran picks the pocket of Lubera and fires off the backside of Lang, and now Halloran hauled down behind the net, and Durham West will head to the game's first power play as the Lightning's leading scorer taken down behind the goal, and Adriana Milani going to be sent to the sin bin with 12:24 to go in the first period, and the Lightning get the game's first power play here in period 1. 19 power play goals for Durham West, leading the way in that department. Who else but Savannah Halloran with 5 power play goals this season. Etobicoke with 10 shorthanded goals this season. Sophia Ishmael, 5th in shorthanded goals with 2 on the season. Manny McCullough also has 2 shorthanded goals, but Adriana Milani, the player that took the penalty, leads not only the team but the league for shorthanded goals. She has 3. Boy, would the Dolphins love to have her on this penalty kill right now, but she's in the box for 2 or less. Aurora Matt with a quarter of the power play already expired. She'll find Eden Bergman near corner. Out in front, collecting it is Neve Thatcher. Thatcher pushing to the boards by Rachel Bishop, not enough to knock her off the puck. Thatcher trying to create some room. Thatcher near side for Eden Bergman. Around the net, nice pass, able to find Lapointe. Renee Lapointe spinning around, cuts to the Hashbrooks on the right side of the face-off dot. Lapointe drop pass into the near corner for Fleming. Back to Bergman at the line. Her shot blocked by Haley Box. Dolphins wanted a holding call. Might have had a case there, but the Dolphins do clear it out of the zone. Haley Box doing amazing work on this penalty kill. Now here's Ishmael walking in, and she hits the post. Sophia Ishmael nearly getting the team tie for shorthanded goals, but she rings the outside of the right iron. Foul with the puck behind the net as Aquilina tying up her opponent behind the net. That's Rachel Piggott. And now here come the Lightning with 25 seconds left in their inaugural power play. Brought across the line, Himmel able to play it ahead, but the Lightning are just offside according to the line's person. That'll bring play to a halt. Now 20 seconds remains in the penalty to Adriana Milani, who went off. Lots of action in the OWHA today. Here's Green, throwing it across. We'll go over the scores in just a moment. Meanwhile, Peterson plays it for Chalk near right side. 10 seconds left in the penalty kill as Piggott playing it to the line, but not out. Nicely held in there by Mitchell, who lets it fly. That one blocked by Mossy in front. And the first power play for the Lightning goes to the wayside, and Dolphins get an important penalty kill early in this first period. Now fresh off the bench is Spencer Vicari. She's one-on-one with Allie Mitchell. Vicari bringing it in, drops it off. Return pass forward. Vicari couldn't quite get a backhander on it. She was standing net front. And good job on her to wait for Milani to get to the bench before she touched the puck, or else that would have been a too many attackers call. In the corner, Madison Brick. Halfway through the period now, blows a tire, but Aurora Matt recollects it. Matt with a long range shot. Whistles wide, rebound chance for Breck, fanned on her shot. A dangerous chance there for the Lightning, who almost struck first. Pun completely intended, by the way. Pass back to the line. Aurora Mack cannot hold it in, and this one will go all the way back into Durham West territory as the Dolphins make a full-on change as all 5 players will come off for a fresh set. Play back to the middle, just able to get a stick on it is Savannah Halloran. Trying to hunt down Maddie Lubera, getting her 12th game of the season after being up for most of the campaign with an injury. Glad to see her back in the lineup. Renee Bishop just out of the reach of Rushbler, but she will chase it down and beat the icing call out. Taken into the boards by Taylor Saprika. Saprika, a product of our nation's capital. Pass comes back into the middle of the hash marks. Fleming gets a backhand on it and it gets it up the right wing. Now Mackenzie Riches burns around Libera. Plays it in front. Great pass for Thatcher. And an even better pad save by St. Pierre. Her best of the evening early on. Renee Bishop can't pick up the puck. Now here's Renee Lapointe. Lapointe speeding up the left side. Turning on the afterburners. Lapointe taking hard into the boards there by Megan Mossy. Or pardon me, that's Rachel Bishop. My apologies. Up along the boards, picked up on the forehand. Aquilina throwing it behind the net, but picked up by Rachel Bishop now play back up the wing as Bergman will touch up. 8:25 to go in the first period. Still scoreless between the Bolts and the Finns on a Saturday night in Ajax. Venucio able to chase it down. Venucio, one of 3 Yukon commits in the contest here today. Here's a middle pass intended for Uma Peterson. That one's just out of her reach. The aforementioned Venucio picks it up behind her goal. Still looking for her first of the season. McCullough tried to play that up the wing, unsuccessful. Venucio hauled down. And the Dolphins bench again wanting to call, none coming. Play carrying on. Around the back of the net it goes. Inside 8 minutes to go here in the period. Here goes Manny McCullough left wing. McCullough playing it out in front, looking for a streak of Milani, but the pass just cut off there by the Lightning. Picked up now by Haley Box. Tomasi, top of the circle, loves to shoot from there. Was looking for a net side redirect by McCullough, and she almost found her. McCullough take it down in front, and again, every Lightning player going to be all over Manny McCullough here today to prevent her from scoring in her homecoming tonight. Puck comes to the line. Unable to hold it in there was Fiona Watt. She'll play it quickly across for Mossy. Mossy with a beautiful inside-out move gets around Pippa Green, but lost a handle on it after the outer portion of the inside-out move. 7:05 to go in the period. Here comes Mossy again with Ishmael on a 2-on-1. Mossy for Ishmael. Ishmael back to Mossy, and she fired it wide. Darby Oaks down and out, and the Dolphins send the gaping shot wide. Here's Mossy again, redirected in front. That one comes to the right side where it's collected by Piggott. Great pressure here by the Dolphins. With 6:45 to go in the period, Piggott's cross-ice pass intended for Ishmael, broken up by Madison Brick. Lang dumps it back in here for Etobicoke. Back to get it is Saprika. Saprika around the boards, finds Aurora Matt. Picked off on the Dolphins. Piggott's backhand pass, ill-advised, picked up by Saprika. The stick of Madison Brick still on the ice and is creating a bit of trouble here for Durham West. But now they do get it up courtesy of Fleming. Peyton Fleming with 30 points on the season. She's hauled down, wanted a call. None coming there as the Dolphins will move it out. And that's courtesy of Rachel Piggott, who gets it width-wise. Picked up now by Aquilina. Able to find Thatcher. Here comes Fleming pushing in. Pass to the slot and nicely picked off and cleared out by Sault Ste. Marie's own Skylar Rushpler. A commit of Boston University, and now here comes Sydney Bonus powering in on the backhand. Send that one just wide. Bonus and Rushpler, the 2 Boston University commits nearly connecting there as Durham West brings it across the line, but they are just offside. 5:33 to go in what has been a fast-paced first period here at the ACC in Ajax. And a face-off coming just outside the Dolphins' blue line. The captain, Spencer Vicari, set to take the draw here against Capri Chalk. And the face-off won by the Dolphins. They get it up the left wing, just off the inside of the skate of Mitchell. Now Bonus brings it back across the line, mishandled the puck, as does Rushpler. She's pickpocketed by Capri Chalk. Chalk powers up the right-hand side, trying to get around the defender, and she does get around Mia Venucio. Rachel Bishop takes her opponent into the boards, but the Lightning have the puck in the O-zone. In the corner, and play stopped here is Maya St. Pierre, pushed off the left post and knocked it off of its moorings. So that'll buy Etobicoke some time, but they're going to have to take a defensive zone face-off as a result. Face-off in the Etobicoke zone as the Dolphins trying to move it out. Player hauled down, and again the Dolphins want to call, none coming. Puck bounces right to Pippa Green, top of the slot, she fires off the outside of the leg of Waddick. Rebound try, that one blocked as well. Chuck again with a shot, and she fanned on it. Now trying to take a shot, there is Mitchell, intercepted by the Dolphins. Can they get it out? Yes, they do, courtesy of the box backhander. Milani on the right wing powering in. Milani, sharp angle, tried to maybe look for a little sneak through under the leg of Oaks, but none doing there. Now coming the other way with speed is Madison Brick on the right wing. Brick powering through the middle. Brick with a shot, just goes wide of the goal. Knocked the line, Aurora Matt with a high shot. That one knocked out of the air. by the glove of Mossy. Matt Scramble in front, shot blocked there. Another try, Saprika denied by St. Pierre. Maddie McCullough with 4:10 to go in the period as the Lightning with their first amount of heavy pressure. Now here's Haley Buxton on a breakaway. Buxton's in towards it and Hoax makes the easy standing stop. Didn't fool her whatsoever, and she made that look easy. Here come the Lightning with 3:50 to go in the period. Saprika across the line, drop pass for Fleming. Intercepted by Renee Bishop. Up the middle, Ishmael did not connect. Now it's Neve Thatcher. Thatcher across the line for Durham West. Played across by Mackenzie Riches. Able to find Aurora Matches shy of the wall. Bounces dangerously in front. Dolphins got to be careful there in front of their own netminder. Now Rachel Piggott looking for the Hail Mary pass. Almost found Ishmael on a breakaway. Ishmael's in the O-zone though. Takes it around the back of the net. Ishmael trying to look out in front. Piggott picks it up. Piggott into the corner. Ishmael walking to the front of the net. Trying to get it there for Renee Bishop, who's hauled down. Now her sister Rachel with it. Rachel Bishop across for Venucio. She'll try to play it down low. Sets up Ishmael. Ishmael, great pass, able to find Rachel Bishop. Corrals on the backhand. Her shot, that one is blocked by Renee Lapointe. 3 minutes to go in the first period. Both teams still scoreless here on a Saturday night in Ajax. Renee Bishop across the line. She comes. Lapointe intercepts and gets it back to center. Dolphins reset. Rachel Bishop brings it in. Ishmael for Rachel Bishop. Shark will pass in front looking for her sister Renee, but didn't connect. Played back down the right-hand side. Venucio having to get on her horse and retreat back to pick it up, and she does. And gets it back to the Durham West blue line. And now Renee Bishop forces a turnover. Looking for Piggott in the middle of the ice, but she couldn't corral the pass cleanly. Piggott pushed hard into the boards with 2:20 to go in the first. Sarah Aquilina trading passes here with Mackenzie Riches. Or check that, that's Renee Lapointe, my apologies. Mossy holding the line and gets it down low. Picked up by Lapointe, trying to wrap it around the boards. Needs a little bit of help here from Lorelei Himmel to clear it out, and she will. 2 minutes to go in the opening period. Durham West and Etobicoke still scoreless here. As the puck wrapped around the end wall, cut off by Spencer Vicari. Gets it down low for Bonus. Bonus couldn't spin and fire. It's now taking a chop at it is Megan Mossy. They battle for the puck as rush player Bonus is in there. Bonus trying to walk into the middle. Picked up by Peterson. Uma Peterson clears it off the boards but not out. Held on by Mossy with 90 seconds left. Her shot blocked in front by her own teammate. Now collected by Vicari. Down low finds Bonus. Bonus looking out in front. Takes a weird bounce. But now it's going to be picked up and moved out by Madison Brick. Peterson for Brick now with 1:20 left. Brick powering through the middle. Finds a room. Here's Madison Brick. Glove save by St. Pierre. She made that look easy. Madison Brick with the best scoring chance of the period for the Lightning. But St. Pierre reads it the whole way and makes the routine glove stop. 1:12 left to go in the first period in what has been a level 10 of intensity here in the first frame as the Dolphins and Lightning trading quality scoring chances, but we are still scoreless. Dolphins looking to extend their win streak to 8 games, while the Durham West Lightning looking for wins in their last 5. Here goes Maddie McCullough. Pass to the right side for Haley Box, but the Dolphins are just offside. As we're now in the final minute of the opening frame here in Ajax. Head coach Joe Bukovich barking directions, and on the Durham West side, assistant coaches Paul Macchia, Andrew Campbell. Now here's an opportunity for Hellerid. Her shot blocked by the near-standing Devin Lane. Great job of getting the leg in front, and now the Dolphins are in on a 3-on-2. Milani with Box and McCullough. Milani looking for McCullough, but the pass redirected by the active stick of Pippa Green. Back to the line, it's held in by Rachel Bishop. She finds Box in the near corner. 30 seconds left in the period. Milani looking for an open passer. She's being pressured here by Pippa Green, and she turns it over. Peyton Fleming the other way. Fleming firing it in, but now cut off by Venucio with 15 seconds left in the period. Haley Box looking up ice. Played through the middle, knocked down there by Thatcher with 10 seconds left. Saprika with one last chance. So gain the blue line and dump it in. 3 seconds to go, 2-1. Rachel Bishop will just hold it along board. Takes a big bump there from Saprika just before the buzzer. But that'll do it for an exciting opening period here in Ajax as the Dolphins and Lightning finish the first 20 minutes scoreless here after an exciting opening 20 at the Community Center in Ajax. We'll step out for a break. When we come back, we'll get you set for the second period as Durham West and Etobicoke play to a scoreless tie in the opening 20 minutes. You're watching Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey here on the Dolphins broadcast channel. Second period is coming up in just about 12 minutes. Back here in Ajax at the ACC, Thomas Mercier here with you as we get set for period number 2 between the Lightning and the Dolphins. A scoreless first period between Etobicoke and Durham West. An exciting first period in the books, which saw multiple scoring chances for both sides, but no score to report on heading into this second period. Here this evening, final scores from earlier today across the west of the OWHA. The Ottawa Senators took down the Oakville Hornets 8-1 today in our nation's capital. Kingston Ice Wolves winners over the Windsor Southwest Wildcats by a score of 6-1. Toronto Leaside Wildcats with a narrow 2-1 win against the London Devilettes earlier today. Mississauga Hurricanes with a decisive 7-2 win over the Ontario Hockey Academy Mavericks. Blue Water Hawks with the surprising win, people would say, over the Toronto Arrows by a score of 4-1. 6-0 shutout win for the Nepean Wildcats in Brampton today against the Candidates. The Barrie Sharks handing Ridley Tigers yet another loss, a 9-1 win there for them. Other games tonight, as of right now, it's a 2-0 lead for the Central York Panthers over the Whitby Wolves. And, of course, Whitby in Etobicoke tomorrow to take on the Junior Dolphins. Other games tonight, as of right now, at about 8 o'clock, the Ottawa 67s will host the Burlington Barracudas. That will finish off games for the table on this Saturday night across the Ontario Women's Hockey Association. Almost set to go here for the second period at the Ajax Community Center. Again, a great facility, our first time up here this season and our first road game of the year. Hopefully you're all enjoying the action back at home wherever you're watching from. Glad to have you alongside. A lot of familiar faces in the building here tonight. Ran into an old friend from Sudbury who is currently working in the Toronto area right now, and it's always good to see familiar faces. Really does make you feel at home. Puck is down, second period underway here from the ACC. As Saprika with an early chance as she gets decked to the ice, and no call coming as play will carry on. Etobicoke bringing it up the other way. Back to get it around the boards. Dolphins cut it off. Quick pass in front for Maddie McCullough. What a sharp pass by Haley Box, but McCullough's redirect just missing the net. Wouldn't she love to score the first goal against her former club in her homecoming today? Saprika back to the line. McCullough unable to hold it in. Again, McCullough going to be watched like a hawk today. McCullough from Alani. She shoots, and a good save made by Oakes, and she will cover up the rebound. 42 seconds into the period, and the Dolphins putting the pressure on early in this middle frame. Face-off coming up to the right of Darby Oakes, who is in her 21st league appearance this season. Amelia Wilkinson expected to get the start tomorrow against the Oakville Hornets at 2:25 in their Seniors Day game here in Durham West. In the corner, Renee Lapointe will wrap it around the board. She's pushed into the wall, and the Dolphins will move it out. Here goes Sophia Ishmael, the Penn State commit. Brings it across the line, stops up. Forward pass intended there for Renee Bishop. That one's just out of her reach. She'll look to chase it in the corner. Strip play there by Pagan, powering towards the net. Her backhander just went off at the outside of the skate of Lapointe, and it comes all the way back to the neutral zone where Manu Lubero waiting for it. Back up the wing, Capri Chalk able to get a piece of it, so no icing. Lapointe with a minute 25 gone in the period. Dolphins force another turnover. Ishmael net front takes a bounce, collected now by Rachel Bishop. Shark Bangle try in this one. Again, a couple really good looks for the Dolphins in this early stage of the second period. We'll love to get the scoring started here today. Bonus pulling around the corner, looking for a backhand pass in front. Couldn't find an open player, and now it'll be picked up by Venucio. Into the corner for the near-standing Sydney Bonus. Around the back of the net, Rushblur couldn't collect. Now it's Savannah Halloran. Halloran up the middle, just out of the reach of Bitterman. And it goes all the way back into Etobicoke territory. Back to get it are the Finns. It's passed up for Skylar Rushblur. Rushblur pushes across the line. She'll dump it in. Was cut off there by Allie Mitchell. And that'll create a chance for Durham West to get it up the ice. Pass to the middle, nicely picked off there by Vicaria across the line, but the Dolphins just called on the offside at the blue. Again, the Dolphins with a much better start to the period here than what we saw in the first frame. They are jumping the gun very quickly, looking for that very important first goal in what has been a tight game between two of the top three teams in all of Ontario. And keep your eye on these two. Could be a potential meeting in the league final later on this month. Maya St. Pierre out of her net to play it. Mossy around the boards, able to find Haley Box, the product of Cheyenne, Wyoming, and the University of Wisconsin commit. Now Taylor Saprika drops it off for Fleming. She'll wrap it around the boards where it's picked up by Thatcher. Neve Thatcher trying to get it back in front, but it's going to be moved out again by the Etobicoke defense. Here's Fiona Waddick with a breakaway pass from McCullough, but she couldn't corral it on the backhand cleanly. McCullough now gets it off the turnover by Darby Oaks. Comes back to the middle, and now it's going to be brought up by Mackenzie Riches. Riches across the blue line. She'll flutter towards the net, easily kicked away by St. Pierre. McCullough round the board. It's going to be picked up here by Renee Lapointe. Lapointe looking to pull out of the corner around the back of the net. Evades Megan Mossy. Sharp angle spins and fires. That one blocked by Mossy. Picked up now by Milani. Milani looking to turn and burn. Milani maybe looking for McCullough. She gets it to her. McCullough's got a little bit of room. Trying to get around the point. Powers in through the middle. Tried to look for Box. But the pass, or Milani, excuse me, the pass would have been on her backhand. So not her strongest shooting style there. And Etobicoke will look to reset back at center. Big hit along the wall there as Maddie Libera demolished along the wall, and Etobicoke gets their first power play of the game, and a 10-minute misconduct has just been handed out. Lorelei Himmel getting the call, and it looks like she will also pick up a 10-minute misconduct, so she'll sit for almost the entire period. So Himmel with a massive hit just in front of us on Maddie Libera. She did not agree with the call. And Capri Chalk is going to serve the 2-minute minor. And Etobicoke will head to their first power play. They have an astonishing 41 goals on the power play this season. And it's been fairly balanced, but keep an eye on Megan Mossy. Number 2 in the league when it comes to power play markers. She has 11 on the year, which is tops amongst all defenders in Ontario. She leads the team in power play markers as well as Etobicoke's first power play of the game kicks in. Durham West with 5 short-handed goals this year, 2 of which belong to Madison Brick, which is best on the Durham West Lightning. Milani across for Mossy. Able to find Ishmael near side. Quickly across Milani. Winds up and fires. Got all of that one, but just missed the net. Now Ishmael back to the line for Mossy. Mossy across for Milani, who calls for it. Back to Mossy, top of the line. Across for Piggott, who walks in and fires. Save made by Oaks, and the rebound scooped up by Etobicoke. Relentless on this power play. Mossy across, one-timer Piggott. That one hitting the backside of Pippa Green. Piggott again from McCullough, top of the slot. Milani hollering for it. Back to the line for Mossy. Across Piggott from McCullough, again intercepted by Savannah Halloran, who gets it down the ice. Good start to the power play for Etobicoke, which has already halfway expired. And now the Dolphins will move it off ice. Here's Adriana Milani for Rachel Piggott, perhaps on the right wing, but it's going to be cut off by Aurora Matt, who gets it up the wing. And high stick on Durham West, so they'll leave the puck there, and Etobicoke will touch up and move up. Adriana Milani across the line, one of 4 commits to the University of Minnesota. Now here's Piggott walking in, firing, just missed far side blocker. Picked up by Ishmael. Near corner McCullough. McCullough to the line. Here's Megan Mossy with a drive, and she just missed. Mossy had the shooting spot. Now here's Ishmael, and a great stop by Darby Oaks, who looked top corner, but Oaks getting the left shoulder on and redirects it out of play. 11 seconds left in the 2-minute minor to Lorelei Himmel, who also picked up a 10-minute misconduct penalty after voicing her displeasure of the infraction as she picked up. 11 seconds left on the inaugural power play tonight for Etobicoke. Maddie Lupero, who drew the penalty out there with Rachel Bishop on the back end. Haley Box going to take the face-off after Spencer Vicari was asked to step out. Libera can't hold the line, and Riches will move it out for the Lightning. Rich is trying to get a step on Rachel Bishop, who's back. Power play about to come to an end. One last chance for Etobicoke with 5 seconds left. Vicari brings it in. Her pass was almost intercepted. Both teams are now 0 for 1 on the power play, and we're back to 5-on-5 as the Lightning kill off their first penalty of the evening. Off the skate of Eden Bergman. Picked up by Lubera, who wraps it around for Rachel Bishop. Now up the wing for her sister, Renee Bishop. Bishop avoids contact there, but Carey just able to post up at the line and stay on side. Rachel Bishop plays it into the corner for Renee. She'll meet with her opponent in the corner. That's Renee Lapointe. Lapointe trying to push her off the puck. Really good aggressive battle going on between those two. They continue the battle. Puck squirts free. Haley Boxes got it. Trying to find a lane to the net. Almost had it, but she falls down awkwardly and will lose possession. Now taken down at center ice. There was Peyton Fleming, who went down hard. Durham West wanted a call. None coming. Picked up now by Venucio to the right side. Milani stretch pass intended for Renee Bishop. That's just out of her reach. And that will be icing against Etobicoke with 12:46 to go in the second. As the Lightning avoid danger, not allowing a goal against on that first power play of the game for the Dolphins. And both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. Face off to the right of St. Pierre, won by the Lightning. Long range shot deflected in front by Halloran. That one goes to the far side of the rink now. Picked up in the corner by Madison Brick to Bitterman. Bitterman, nice saucer pass, finds Mitchell. She'll unload. That one blocked in front by Rachel Bishop. Brick plays it in the corner for Halloran. Halloran being harassed here, thrown back to the line. The Lightning cannot hold it in. A good effort, though, by Pippa Green, but she'll have to leave the puck. And touch back up. Venucio back in her own end, almost turned it over as Rachel Bishop takes down her opponent behind the net, and the Dolphins heading back to the penalty kill as Bishop called on the cross check. And the Lightning will look to strike on their second power play of the evening with 12:10 to go in the second. Face off to the right of St. Pierre as, oh boy, Rachel Bishop aggressively slamming the door in frustration. And the face off to the right of St. Pierre, won by the Dolphins, who go to work on their second penalty kill of the night. And a very important penalty kill here approaching the halfway point of regulation. Cross ice pass for Saprika. Saprika gets it down low for Madison Brick. Now for Saprika, who unloads. That one blocked in front by Devin Lang. Cleared back down the ice by Durham West as Aurora Matt, or by Etobicoke as Durham West will come back courtesy of Aurora Matt. And now a turnover. Milani's got a tightrope lane to the net on the forehand, denied by Darby Oaks. Short-handed chance for Milani, and she gets denied. Milani in the corner, trying to dance her way out of the corner, but could not do so. Now Halloran, pass across the width of the rink, collected by Madison Brick. Brick for Matt. Matt looking net front, and now chopped towards the net there on a poke check play by Madison Brick, and that'll be held on to by Maya St. Pierre. Face-off coming to the right of St. Pierre. 1:06 left in the penalty to Rachel Bishop, who was sent off on the cross-check. And the face-off won by the Dolphins. Here's Fiona Waddick behind the net. Mossy sends it down the ice. Here's a short-handed break for Ishmael. She scores! Sophia Ishmael with her third short-handed goal of the season. And the Dolphins strike first in Ajax. What a pass by Megan Mossy, who sent it right down Main Street for Sophia Ishmael. And the Penn State Nittany Lion has opened the scoring shorthanded. What a massive goal for the Dolphins, and who else but Sophia Ishmael to open the scoring, and it comes while a player down. Let's see if the Dolphins can do it again, but right now, meeting for the puck along the boards, and a nasty collision there between the recent goal scorer Sophia Ishmael and Capri Chalk. Picked up by Ishmael, gets it up the right side with 25 seconds left in the Etobicoke penalty, which they have just scored on. Megan Mossy will pick up the primary assist. That's now picked up in the corner. Venucio down the middle, maybe trying to set up for carry on a one-on-one rush. Penalty to Bishop is now over. Not only do the Dolphins kill it, but Sophia Ishmael strikes with her 31st goal of the season, and the St. George, Ontario native puts Etobicoke up 1-0 courtesy of a shorthanded marker. Now halfway through the second. Here's Riches coming in, but offside. Called against Durham West. Faceoff coming just outside of the blue line after Sophia Ishmael striking short-handed to give the Dolphins the 1-0 lead here on the road. Faceoff outside of the line. It is won by Etobicoke as we are now halfway through regulation. The Dolphins have the 1-0 lead, courtesy of Sophia Ishmael's 31st goal of the season. Brought across the line and flipped down into the corner by Peyton Fleming. Thatcher looking to give chase, pushed into the boards there by Vicari. As in there to help is Peyton Fleming. Rushford to the line. Saprika just able to hold it in. Great effort from her. But now the Lightning have turned it over. Bonus springs it ahead. Here's Rushford with a chance. Rushford from the face-off circle. Great glove stop made by Darby Oakes, who will hold on for a face-off. And it stays 1-0 Dolphins as Sophia Ishmael getting the first goal and the only goal of the night, scoring a shorty here on the road. And Sophia Ishmael, one of the 11 graduating players this season, here on seniors weekend for the Dolphins, and one of the seniors has opened the scoring for this veteran-laced Etobicoke Dolphins squad. Around the end wall goes Renee Lapointe, trying to spring down on a breakaway, trying to set up for Madison Brick, but did not get that pass. Now Lapointe across the line, flying back to get it in the corner. She'll wrap it around the boards, intended for Libera, but was intercepted almost by Madison Brick. Now battle for the puck in the corner on a tie-up. Going to be picked up here by Adriana Milani with a nice move. Milani perhaps 3-on-2 here for Etobicoke. Across the line she comes, just onside are the Dolphins. Sets it up for McCullough, looking to score at her former home, but it's cut off by the Lightning and they get it back to the neutral zone. Madison Brick the other way. Brick playing it behind the net. Halloran on the backhand. Intercepted by Etobicoke. Milani around the back of her net, looking up the left wing for McCullough. This line has been so dangerous for Etobicoke. McCullough, Milani, and Box. Milani for McCullough. McCullough takes a bit of a bump and she's stripped off the puck by Capri Chalk. Now a 3-on-2 developing here for the Bolts. Here's Peterson who fans on her pass. And that opportunity goes to the wayside. Box with 34 goals, Milani with 32, and McCullough with 37. So over 100 combined goals between those three players, which is quite extraordinary. Arguably the best line in all of Ontario. 7:50 to go in the second period. It is still 1-0 Etobicoke. Here come the Lightning looking to try and tie the game up. Across the line, it's brought in by Uma Peterson. Now losing the handle on it, it's Chalk. Puck bouncing everywhere. The Dolphins pick it up and move it out. Here's Ishmael, the recent goal scorer, looking for Renee Bishop, softly fluttered towards the net, and look out, Bishop taken out there by Allie Mitchell before the puck was covered. And she went hard into the boards. Thankfully, she's all right and will get back up as she was looking for a penalty. And I think she's got a case there. But nonetheless, faceoff coming up to the right of Darby Oakes. Oakes has looked good in this game as well. She was peppered in the early stages of this period, and she's the reason why it's only a 1-0 Etobicoke lead. Around the boards it comes for Peyton Fleming. She's going to get sandwiched in and forced to turn it over. Here's a net front pass intended for Ishmael off the stick of Renee Bishop. But the pass did not get there, and now it's a chance for Aurora Matt to clear it up. Riches up the right wing, but yep, Durham West offside, and was wondering if they were going to call that as Peyton Fleming was well ahead of the play. And again, trying to grab the assists on the goal, but unfortunately nothing posted on the OWHA website. But we know that the goal belongs to Ishmael Megamasi, picks up a primary assist. So they both have a point to their name so far. Here go the Dolphins looking to move it out. Unable to do so, though, is Rushfler and Rachel Bishop, who collectively turn the puck over. Now comes to the side of the net dangerously, and now Rachel Bishop hauled down behind the net by Peyton Fleming. And now Fleming taking down her own teammate, as it looks like the stick of Rachel Bishop intertwined in the skate of Peyton Fleming. Sent back down the ice by Etobicoke. Canusio posting up at the red line, watching Madison Brick carefully. Halloran dumps it in and looks to chase after it, but Libero will get there first for the Dolphins. Now Bonus with 6:09 to go in the second, 1-0 Dolphins. Across the line comes Bonus. Bonus for Rushfler. Couldn't pick that one up cleanly. Now going to be a chance here for Sarah Aquilina to clear out the soon-to-be 16-year-old tomorrow. Playing on the right wing, it's Devin Lang who fires it in. Around the boards they'll go with 5 3/4 of this period remaining. Aquilina centering pass redirected up the ice by Soren Bitterman. Now here come the Dolphins across the line. It's Haley Box with McCullough to the net. She's looking for her, but the pass was behind McCullough. Now here's Milani. Milani, great hand-eye coordination. Milani pulls the trigger, and a great blocker stop made there by Oakes. Milani makes it look so effortless. Thrown across for Mossy. In front looking for Box on the one-timer, but nicely intercepted by Aquilina. Sent back down the ice by the Lightning. 5:10 to go in the period. Durham West has not had much, if any, offensive time in this period, as the Dolphins have been pedal to the metal since the puck dropped here in this frame. There by Darby Oakes. Play back to the line. It's Waddick. Waddick. Near corner for Box, look to throw it across, redirected high in the air. Mossy pulls it down. Mossy has a lane, she shoots, blocked. Rebound chance, they score! Haley Box! On a broken play, the initial shot came from Mossy. Oakes was down, and Box finds the rebound and pots it home to give the Dolphins their first multi-goal lead of the evening. It is now 2-0 Etobicoke. 35th goal of the season for the Cheyenne, Wyoming native Haley Box. And we talked about how dangerous she has been this season. 6th in the league for goals coming into today's contest. She now has 35 on the year, and the Dolphins add a little bit of insurance. They go up 2-0. Pippa Green turns it over. Ishmael in front, trying to look for Piggott, but it did not get there. Now a pick-off play by Rachel Piggott. Around the end, well picked up by Uma Peterson, the soon-to-be Brown-bound forward. Easy for me to say. Picked up now as Renee Bishop was looking for a one-timer chance perhaps at the top of the face-off dot. Brought back down the ice by Mitchell. Mitchell turned over the puck, and now a chance here for the Dolphins to move it out. Rachel Bishop up for Ishmael, who's in with a chance. Ishmael in, curl a toe drag move, rebound, try for Renee Bishop, who scores! Renee Bishop on a great move by Sophia Ishmael, and make it 3-0 Etobicoke. Renee Bishop hits 20 goals on the season. Ishmael going to get credit for an assist on that one. And the Dolphins have started to open it up here late in the second period. And I think Darby Oakes maybe trying to contest for goalie interference perhaps, but Ishmael played the puck in front, and Bishop put it in before making contact with the Durham West Lightning goaltender, and the Dolphins have some real comfort room to work with. Now up 3-0. Rushfler drops it back into the corner for Lang. Finds Lubera for Rushfler. Here's Fleming on a turnover, fires, just missed glove side, gets her own rebound, drops off, another quick shot, saved by St. Pierre, the puck is loose, St. Pierre's down, and the rebound moved out by the Dolphins. Great job by the defense to help their down goaltender. A mad scramble that does not come back to haunt the Finns. But here come the Lightning quickly again, it's Aurora Matt. Long range shot blocked by her own teammate, Soren Bitterman. Bitterman for Matt, side of the net, chance here for Brick, fired that one just wide. Brick walking the line with some nice footwork. Brick, top of the circle, unloads, that one just went wide. And we have a delayed penalty on the player. Looks like it's going to be coming against Etobicoke. Matt for Bitterman as the extra attacker comes out for the Lightning late in the period. 2.5 remaining as a matter of fact. Matt with a long range shot blocked in front. Etobicoke will touch it and we'll get a stoppage and another power play upcoming for the Durham West Lightning. Another cross-checking call upcoming. And it looks like it is going to be Maddie Lubera being sent off on the cross-check. And the Lightning will head to their second consecutive power play. Their last time out gave up a shorthanded goal, courtesy of Sophia Ishmael, which opened the scoring here in the second period. Face-off, won by the Lightning, looking to see if third time it's the charm. Out of the puck along the board, Savannah Halloran in the mix of things as a Dolphin gets taken down along the boards. Play continuing. Halloran for the point. Cross-line pass. Aquilina returns to the point, winds up and fires. That one redirecting just wide. Mossy picks up the rebound, lots of time to clear, and she will make no mistake, sending it the distance. Sarah Aquilina for Halloran. Halloran, stick lifted there by Piggott with 105 seconds left in the second frame. Sent down the ice again by Etobicoke as Piggott posted up at the blue line and sent it down. Oaks out of her net to play it. It's Aquilina now for Halloran with 90 seconds left in the second stanza. Up the left side comes Lorelei Himmel, who is fresh off of serving her 10-minute misconduct penalty. Already halfway through this power play for Durham West, which hasn't had much time to set up on this power play. Venuso back at her own end, clears it off the glass, and look at that, finds the stick of Haley Box, who's in. Box will just wisely wrap it around the boards. Ishmael will look to get there first. Does Ishmael have another shorthanded goal in her? Ishmael almost taking off the puck. Now she's got it. Look at the effort here from Sophia Ishmael, shorthanded again. We're now in the final minute of the second period, and she's going to do the wise thing and just throw it all the way back in her own D zone. Ishmael has been so strong on the penalty kill here tonight, and she was rewarded with a shorthanded goal earlier. Venucio clearing it down the wing. She's able to find Rachel Bishop on a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Across for Box. That one ended up behind her. 5 seconds left in the power play. Durham West with one last chance. 3-on-2 across the line. In across the line. Backhand try for Capri Chalk. Missed well wide. And Durham West is now 0 for 3 on the power play. Maddie McCullough fresh off the bench. Has her stick lifted. Now Box has found a loose puck. Box is in 1-on-1 with Allie Mitchell. Box trying to work her way in on the backhand. Didn't get all of it as Mitchell contested her and prevented her from getting a shot off. 10 seconds left in the period. One last chance for Etobicoke. It's Maddie McCullough. Fires it down low with 3 seconds left, and that will do it for the second period. And a decisive one from the Etobicoke Dolphins as they strike 3 times in the period. The first goal of the frame comes shorthanded from Sophia Ishmael. And then Haley Box and Renee Bishop get in on the scoring. And it's a 3-0 Finns lead heading in to period number 3 as they are looking for their 45th win of the season here tonight. We'll step out for a break. When we come back, we'll recount the period that was and get you ready for period 3 as the Dolphins go up 3-0 on the Durham West Lightning after 40 minutes. You're watching Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey on the Dolphins broadcast channel. Back here at the Ajax Community Center as we're almost set for third period action. The Dolphins opening it up in the second period now with a 3-0 advantage courtesy of a short-handed goal from the future Nittany Lion Sophia Ishmael, striking with her third short-handed goal of the season and 31st of the campaign. And then later on, it would be Haley Box and Renee Bishop scoring at even strength to make it a 3-0 Dolphins lead heading into this third period of play. And again, don't forget the Dolphins back in action tomorrow, their final home game of the regular season, as they will take on the Whitby Wolves. Game time 12:15 tomorrow for the Performance Center. We will, of course, have the call for you and all the action here on the Dolphins broadcast channel. And again, great to be on the road. A big thanks to Joe Bukovich and Treasurer Sandy Kakanis for allowing me to come on the road and join the team for their final road game of the season. And one more game to call this year tomorrow back home in Etobicoke. Should be a good one against the Wolves on seniors night, as the Dolphins will honor their 11 graduating players who are all heading to NCAA schools. Should be a really fun and emotional day tomorrow in Etobicoke. But before that, we got a third period to figure out. The puck is down and the third period is underway here in Durham West. Bouncing dangerously in front, Milani almost found a lucky bounce there in front, as now Haley Box spins around. She's got a goal in the game. Played it out in front for Milani, who tries to curl it back to her forehand. Gets hooked onto behind the net, and that one not getting called. Played back out by the Lightning. Mossy quickly on it. Mossy gains the red line and dumps it in. Adriana Milani will look to give chase. She's going to be beaten to the puck first here by Taylor Saprika. Now a turnover in front. Here's McCullough on the backhand, looking to score against her team of old. But it'll be picked up and moved out by Madison Brick. Brick gets around Mossy, pass to the middle. And they picked up now by Soren Bitterman. Spins and fires. That one blocked by McCullough. Bitterman again. Cuts down low. Behind the net, she's taken in. Now it's McCullough. McCullough button hooks along the half wall. Takes a bump from Bitterman. And the Dolphins again turning over in their D zone. And a shot there from Eden Bergman, stopped by the standing blocker of St. Pierre. As the Lightning now starting the third period with some pressure. After the Dolphins started the second period with a tremendous amount of pressure. Lightning returning the favor here to start period 3, as they're now down by 3. Renee Bishop across the line. The Bay d'Urf, Quebec native, and she's also heading to Cornell University, along with her sister Rachel and fellow defender Devin Lang. As the puck goes up into the protective mesh and out of play. Face-off coming up to the left of Darby Oaks, who again has had a really strong game here tonight, but just a couple too many misplays by her Lightning teammates have led to the Dolphins grabbing a trio of goals here tonight. They look to make it 4 now as Ishmael unloads. That one blocked by the near-standing Eden Bergman. Here's Ishmael again, top of the slot, fires. Blocker stop made by Oaks again. When you give Ishmael that much room, she is more times than often going to make you pay, but this time Oaks got the best of her. Lang picks it back up. Ishmael for Piggott. On the right-hand side, plays it back up for Ishmael. Gets a step around Thatcher. Ishmael's in towards the net, tried to tuck it under the pad of Oaks, and was almost successful. Now it's Renee Bishop, top of the slot, fired that one just wide. Rebound chance for Lane. Another chance as Renee Bishop takes a whack at it. And making the save and holding on is Oaks. And now look out here, Lorelei Himmel having a few words with Rachel Piggott afterwards. And now Himmel with a push to Renee Bishop afterwards. Himmel's been the center of attention today. She picked up a 10-minute misconduct earlier in the game on top of a 2-minute minor. Lightning looking to get it out of their D zone with 2.5 gone in the third period. Puck sent down the ice by the Bolts, but the Finns will have to come back and pick it up as icing is waved off. Rachel Bishop for Vicari. One of the 11 graduating players this season, heading to Stonehill College, the product of Mississauga, Ontario. Not too far from home, about an hour away. Here's Venucio up the right side for Bonus. Bonus up now for the aforementioned Vicari. She's powering to the net with a chance. Rebound chance, they score! Skylar Rushler follows home the rebound, and the Dolphins now make it 4-0. Well, that play all started by Spencer Vicari, who was powering to the net, and the rebound easily pushed in by Skylar Rushblur for her 20th of the season. And the Dolphins now make it a 4-0 lead. What an effort from Spencer Vicari to power across the line, took it to the house. Oakes was unable to scoop up the rebound, and Rushblur, who was left all alone in front, makes no mistake, and that makes it 4-0 Finns. And that could be the goal that they're looking for to put this game on ice, but still 17 minutes left to go here in period 3. Thrown across by Mossy. Now here's a pass intended for Vicari. That one's just out of her reach. No icing, though, as Renee Lapointe having to come back. Lapointe from behind her net, looking up ice. Looking for an open passer. That one actually deflecting off the knee of Mossy, so icing waved off. Here's a shot by Madison Brick. That's fired just wide. Brick top 5 in goals in Ontario with 35 on the year, but so far, her and the rest of her Lightning teammates have been held off the score sheet. Here's the aforementioned Madison Brick, who's heading to Colgate University. Lapointe, low-range shot, she scores! Renee Lapointe fires that one over the glove of St. Pierre. And the Durham West Lightning back to within 2 as they finally snap the shutout bit for Maya St. Pierre. As Renee Lapointe lights the lamp for her 23rd of the season. And we talked about how there's still time for the Lightning to get back into it. They are now down by 3. A big goal there for Renee Lapointe as the University of Minnesota Duluth bound defender strikes for the 23rd time this season. Puck sent down the ice. That will be icing against Etobicoke. Face-off coming up to the left of Maya St. Pierre. The face-off won by Etobicoke, but they fail to clear it out of the zone. As now puck collected here by Eden Bergman. 4-1 Etobicoke now as the Lightning striking for the first time tonight. Milani up now for Haley Box, who powers in. Box on the right-hand side, looking for some support, drops it off. Here's McCullough, looking to score against her former club, but just misfired. Box again, spinning around, down low for Milani, sharp angle, try Milani, walking in front, fires, they score! Adriana Milani flutters it over the shoulder, and the Dolphins get the 3-goal lead right back. Her 33rd of the season as the soon-to-be Golden Gopher restores the 3-goal lead. Or the 4-goal lead, excuse me, as it goes up to 5-1. Getting confused because they forgot to put up the 5th goal on the board here at the ACC. It is 5-1 Etobicoke, not 4-1. Here's McCullough again in on partial breakaway. She gets slashed, but powers to the net. And a good stop made by Oakes on the delayed penalty. Here's Milani on the delayed call. Extra attacker comes out. Milani, who just recently scored for Etobicoke. Here is Piggott, top of the slot. She fires. That one blocked off the back of the leg of Chalk. Rebound collected by Box. Throws it across for Rachel Bishop. Bishop on the delayed penalty. Back to the line for Box. Throws it across for Venucio. That one comes back out across the blue line. Drops it off for Ishmael. Oh boy. You always hold your breath whenever a player drops it off. And thankfully, after the redirect, it did not end up in the gaping net. And looking at the Etobicoke bench, Joe Bukovich with his hands on his head. He can't believe that almost just happened either. But Durham West does touch the puck up, and that will make it a power play number 2 on the evening for Etobicoke, with a chance to go up by 5 as they lead it 5-1, courtesy of the recent goal by Adriana Milani. .14:33 left to go in the third period. The Dolphins looking to blow it open. And miscommunication here as Megan Mossy was on the ice at the time of the line change, but they're going to say that Bishop needs to stay out there. And the Dolphins were not happy, and a quick shot right off the draw will be scooped up by Oaks, and that will put Mossy right back on the ice where she should be at the point. Mossy has been a power play specialist this season. She's got 11 of Etobicoke's 41 power play goals this year. Libera throws it across. Gets the return feed from Waddick. Libera down low, able to find Bonus. Bonus for Libera to the line. Waddick across. One-timer for Carey. Tried to go through the 5-hole there, but intercepted by Durham West, and they move it out. Played down the ice by Haller, and this one going towards St. Pierre. She'll hold on. And a defensive zone draw coming in the Dolphins' end. Face off to the left of Maya St. Pierre. 14:03 to go here in the third period. Dolphins up 5-1. As Durham West able to snap the goose egg on the board, courtesy of Renee LaPointe's 23rd of the year, as the Mindset, Ontario native able to strike for the Lightning. Here comes Haley Box on the power play. She has 5 power play markers this year. Great pass in front, and the one-timer from McCullough just went wide. What a sharp pass by Haley Box. Now Ishmael across. One-timer Milani. That one blocked off the backside of Pippa Green. Now here's Madison Brick shorthanded. One-on-one with Piggott. Curl toe drag shot. Nice glove stop made by St. Pierre with her team on the power play. A minute left to go in that aforementioned 5-on-4. Piggott powering through the middle. Now she'll cut to the right-hand side along with Ishmael. Piggott stops up. Looks for Ishmael. She gets it to her. Ishmael with a short-handed goal back in period number 2, which opened the scoring. Not the game-winning goal as of right now. That honor belongs to Haley Box. Here's Ishmael. Ishmael, her shot. That one blocked. Now picked up by Suprika, who couldn't clear it up, and now she'll get a little bit of help. 15 seconds left in the power play for Etobicoke. Fleming coming down the middle. Well, she's stick lifted there by Milani, as now the players meet in the far corner of the rink. Picked up down by Ishmael. Ishmael through the middle as time winding down on this power play. Etobicoke now 0 for 2 on the power play, as puck dribbling towards Darby Oaks, who will elect to cover. With 12:29 to go in the third period, as we are still in a 5-1 score in favor of the Dolphins, as they are 12:29 away from their 45th win of the season. They'll look to make it 46 tomorrow against the Whitby Wolves on Seniors Night at 12:15. Face-off coming to the right of Darby Oaks. Box has to step out, so in comes Renee Bishop, and she will win it. We're going to be picked up by Renee LaPointe. Failing to clear it out there was Neve Thatcher. Now here is LaPointe, the only goal scorer tonight for the Lightning. Nice pass right down the middle for Mackenzie Riches. Riches' shot, that's blocked by Devin Lang. Now bounces in front, LaPointe again. From the top of the saw, fires, and this time St. Pierre stopped her. Got the shoulder on it, goes up and out of play. LaPointe looking to strike twice. But Maya St. Pierre this time around able to get the shoulder out despite heavy traffic in front. Face-off coming up to her left. Face-off won by the Dolphins. Maddie Libera throwing it off the boards, now picked up by Bonus. Nice pass onto the stick of Skylar Rushler, who scored one of the 5 goals here tonight for the Dolphins, scoring in this period. Played off the glass, Bonus unable to grab it. Now it's Vicari. Going back to the neutral zone. Venucio for Rachel Bishop. Across for Venucio once more. Again, Venucio, the only Dolphin yet to score this season. She'll flub it in towards the net. Oaks will elect to cover the puck and get a stoppage. With 11:33 remaining in the third period, Dolphins up 5-1. I got to say, by the way, this broadcasting perspective that we have tonight, a really nice setup up here along the back wall of the ACC. Getting to sit down and have a good view of the rink is always a nice positive. As the Dolphins also relaxing here tonight with a 5-1 lead, but obviously don't want to take the foot off the gas pedal. After the Lightning had made it 3-1, the Dolphins then reopened this game back up in their favor. But here come the Lightning again, as power into the net there is Soren Biederman. St. Pierre down on her backside, able to cover it up for another stoppage in play with 11:09 to go in the third period as the Dolphins, again, looking for their 45th win of the season and winners of the last 8 games. Looking to end the Lightning's 4-game win streak here tonight, and they're well en route for that. Face off to the left of St. Pierre, the Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario native, heading to St. Thomas, who that women's hockey program has really been getting strong as of late. Pass intended for Pippa Green was intercepted. Dolphin falling on the ice. That was Haley Box. As now Adriana Milani curls it across the line, across for Box. Some great passing errors. Look out. Maddie McCullough goes crashing into Darby Oakes. She was sent flying, and as was the net. But Oakes did make the save, and play will be stopped. .10:49 to go in the third period. Face off to the left of Darby Oakes. Again, expect Amelia Wilkinson to get the start tomorrow against the Oakville Hornets at 2:25. And Emmeline Grennan, who is undefeated with a 20-0 record, expected to get the start tomorrow against Whitby. She's heading to Yale University, a product of Washington, D.C. Milani down low for a fellow American product. That's Haley Box, who's heading to Wisconsin. Up the right side. Now deflected through the middle. That one just went wide. Puck dangerously bouncing back in front. Spinning shot by Eden Bergman, and somehow misfired it. St. Pierre was down as well, and Bergman fired it just wide on the right post. Halfway through period 3, 5-1 Etobicoke. Lightning were able to get on the board, but the Dolphins have scored the last 2 goals in this period. Mossy, Havley on the left side. All alone at the blue line was Haley Box, who would have been sprung on a breakaway, but instead, the Dolphins will be tagged for an icing call with 9:47 to go in period 3. Face off to the left of Maya St. Pierre, who is looking to join Emmeline Grennan with 20 wins on the season. Renee Bishop up the left wing, pushed into the zone there by Rachel Piggott. LaPointe back on her own end to get it. Now Capri Chalk trying to push it up. She does for Uma Peterson. Peterson in with Lorelei Himmel. She'll let it fly. That one was going to go wide, but St. Pierre will make the stop, and she'll hold on. Face off to the right of St. Pierre. 9:18 left in period 3. And the face-off won by the Dolphins. In the corner, Piggott collides with Himmel. Dolphins wrapping around the boards, picked up by Renee Bishop, fires it off the boards, but can't get it out. Here's a chance. I was walking in and firing and scoring. It's Capri Chalk. Boy, did she get all of that one. Capri Chalk with a lethal wrist shot, beating St. Pierre clean, and the Lightning do strike twice. Here in the third period, they cut the deficit down to 3 as Capri Chalk scores her 20th goal of the season. The soon-to-be Yukon Husky gets her 20th goal of the season, a big goal for Durham West this game. Even though the Dolphins are up by 3, this game is far from over. Now here's Brick on a broken play with a nice move on the backhand, throws it in front, and Durham West almost made it a 2-goal game like that. Now Vicari grabbed onto at the blue line, and that one does not get called. Now for the puck along the boards, Rachel Bishop couldn't hold it in, and it goes all the way back into the Etobicoke zone. Venucio on it. Failed to clear it out. Actually, she just does as Pippa Green brings it back in. Green spun around by Rachel Bishop. Now for the puck along the half wall. Madison Brick in there. Now here's Bergman. Nice pass for Halloween, who calms it down. Across from Mitchell. The Lightning will not go away quietly in the period. Green unloads one. That one deflected off a bonus and wide. Madison Brick with 8:05 to go in the third period as the Lightning now trail by 3. Here's Brick powering in. Brick from the top of the circle. Glove save made by St. Pierre, and she framed that one up perfectly. Well, with spring training, maybe she's auditioning for the role of catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays this year. Face off to the left of St. Pierre, as it's now 5-2 for Etobicoke. After Capri Chalk wired home her 20th of the season. A lot of players scoring their 20th goals of the year here tonight. Capri Chalk for Durham West. Skylar Rushler, Renee Bishop are the other ones who have recorded their 20th goals of the season, as Capri Chalk, or pardon me, the netminder, Darby Oakes, will cover up. Face off coming to the right of Oakes. 7:40 to go in the period. 5-2 Etobicoke. Maddie McCullough. Karen passes it to the line for Fiona Waddick. Now Milani in front. Great backhand deflection by Bucks, and she scores. That was a pretty play by the Dolphins as Adriana Milani put it right on the money for Bucks. And that is a beauty backhand redirect for Bucks, who's got her second goal of the night. And that could very well seal the deal here on a Saturday night in Ajax. Second of the night and 36th of the season for Haley Box and Adriana Milani with a great pass to set her up for that. And the Dolphins restore the 4-goal lead, and they're not done yet. Here they come again. Uma Peterson turns it over. Here's another chance for Bucks, and she's got the hat trick. In the blink of an eye, the Cheyenne, Wyoming native has capped off the hat trick. Hats off to you, Haley Box. It's 7-2. Well, if I had a hat, I would throw it for sure. But Haley Box caps off the hat trick in the blink of an eye here in the third period. She has scored the last 2 goals, and the Dolphins really running away with it. And if it wasn't over before, it certainly is now. Here's Madison Brigg with a beautiful move on the backhand. Plays it out in front, trying to set up Halloran. Boy, that was pretty from Madison Brigg, who almost finished it off. Milani gains the right line and will flip it in. Oakes will glove it down, but will keep the play moving. Allie Mitchell. Pass intended there for Brick. Now backed up by Lubera. Brick off the turnover. Now it's Renee Bishop who backhands it for Ishmael. Ishmael up the left wing. That's to the right now. Across for Lubera, trying to set her up. Lubera out in front. Nobody there in a white jersey to collect it. 6:20 to go in the third period as the Dolphins have really opened it up. Now up 7-2. Piggott, backhand pass to the line, finds Lubera. Lubera for Piggott, but Allie Mitchell will intercept and find Green behind the net. Up the left wing for Peyton Fleming. Can't corral it cleanly as she'll bump into Devin Lang just shy of the blue line. Fleming's got it for Durham West. 6 minutes to go in the third period as Etobicoke goes up 7-2. Courtesy of the hat trick here from Haley Box, scoring 2 of her 3 goals in the third period, and now we got a penalty coming up against Etobicoke as Peyton Fleming taken down in front of the net by Devin Lyon, and they're going to call interference on the Toronto, Ontario-born defender. And Durham West will head to their 4th power play of the evening. 0 for 3 on the power play tonight while allowing a short-handed goal. That was the short-handed goal by Sophia Ishmael back in period number 2 in the early stages. Face off to the left of St. Pierre, won by Durham West. Play behind the net, Fleming tied up there by Rachel Bishop. Wanted a call, none coming. Play carries on, 10 seconds into the power play. Mackenzie Riches falls down on the corner, but now Aurora Matt forced to make the play. Venucio from an E, falling and clears it off the glass and down the ice. Good work there by Mia Venucio on this penalty kill for Etobicoke, which has a minute and a half left. Now here's Milani on a turnover, powers in with a short-handed chance. Milani in towards the net and scores. Another short-handed goal for the Dolphins. This time it's Adriana Milani striking with her league-leading 4th short-handed goal of the season. And that makes it 8-2 Dolphins. And really not much Darby Oaks could do on that one. Milani, one of the most lethal shooters that the Dolphins have to offer. She makes no mistake for her 2nd goal of the night, 34th of the season. Led the league in short-handed goals coming into this game. She now has 4 shorties on the year. And now the Dolphins go up by a half dozen. 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd period in a game where Durham West has hung around for the majority. But after the Lightning cut the deficit to 2 when the score was 3-1, the Dolphins then scored 5 of the last 6 goals here in this game. Capri Chalk across for the point. Left side redirected in front by Peterson. That one almost beat St. Pierre. Played back to the line, but not held in by Sarah Aquilina. Thrown across down for Bergman. She comes across the line with 40 seconds left in her team's power play as Peterson was driving the net, but St. Pierre's going to cover up for a faceoff with 4:23 to go in period 3. Etobicoke 4:23 away from their 45th win of the season, with only 2 losses on the year, one in overtime against Mississauga down in Missy earlier this year, all the way back in September. And then their only regulation loss coming against the Cambridge Rivulets just a few weeks ago on home ice. Green for Halloran. Fires, that one blocked by the forward Skylar Rushpler as it's played back into the Durham West end. 20 seconds left in their power play. Pippa Green up the right wing. Green powers her way in. Stripped off the puck and sent back down by Maddie McCullough. Darby Oaks plays it from well out of the crease. Power play comes to an end for Durham West, but here's Halloran with a shot. That one blocked. And Durham West now 0 for 4 on the power play, giving up 2 short-handed goals tonight, which, granted, have not been the difference maker in this game, but definitely took away the momentum that they had in the 3rd period here tonight. And that's the point, trying to take a shot. That one blocked by Bucks. And now Lang takes a healthy slash on the arm, and that one does not get called. But with the Dolphins up 8-2, it's just elementary at this point. No sense asking for a penalty as the play carrying on as the Dolphins have dominated this 3rd period. Halloran now on a misplay by Milani, who was trying to clear it out, went off the skate of Halloran, but she didn't have enough real estate. Look out, Durham West with too many attackers on the ice. That one doesn't get called either. Etobicoke's only had 2 power plays tonight, and they have missed on both. 2:45 to go in the 3rd period. Milani diving across the line. She kind of looked like Supergirl there for a second. Offside call against the Dolphins with 2:33 to go in period 3. And that's the Dolphins, after the Lightning had made it a 3-1 game, go on to score 5 of the next 6 goals in this period and really put some insurance up on the board. And they lead it 8-2 here late in the 3rd period. And their last road game, I think would be fair to say, was a near complete success. Holding this potent Lightning offense to just 2 goals tonight while scoring 8 against them, which was one of the highest goal totals that Durham West has allowed this year. They now have allowed 97 goals this season. Mossy with a nice jump at the line. Mossy trying to get around her opponent there. That looks like Capri Chalk, who has one of the 2 goals in this period for Durham West. Mossy evades Fletcher. Mossy trying to shoot it towards the net, but didn't have enough contact on that. Now Fleming will bring it up the left side. Fleming across as Saprika, the trailer calling for it, and Etobicoke picks it off with 100 seconds left to go in this one. Cutting in hard are the Dolphins, as around the left-hand side was Piggott, able to find Ishmael. Ishmael drops off for Piggott near corner, back in front for Ishmael, but couldn't corral it on the backhand. Here comes Saprika. She'll dump it into the zone. Lang. Firing it off of the boards. Now it's going to be Rushpler. Clears it to the line, but Mitchell cannot hold it in, as it's brought back in by Etobicoke with 67 seconds left to go in period number 3. Brought up the right-hand side by Rushpler. She can't quite hold on to it as we're now in the final minute of period 3. And despite giving up 2 goals in this period, the Etobicoke Dolphins dominating, I would dare say, the second and third period. Both teams played an even first period, but the advantage goes to Etobicoke based on their second period. You take away those 3 goals, and this game actually looks a lot closer at 5-2 instead of 8-2. 30 seconds left. Lorelei Himmel can't hold on to it. Vakari with a long-range shot, and that one patted away by Darby Oaks. Now 20 seconds remain. Brought back in by Etobicoke with one last chance here in the late stages of the third period. Puck bounces in front. Madison Brick will pick it up and move it out. 10 seconds left. Last chance for the Lightning to score here in this one. Brick spins, fires, and scores. Madison Brick off the bottom of the glove of St. Pierre. Her 36th goal of the season. And it won't make any difference in this game, but Madison Brick, the Colgate commit, strikes for the 36th time this season and will make it a 5-goal deficit instead of 6 to end this one off. They'll drop the puck one last time here, and that will end this one off. The Etobicoke Junior Dolphins have their 45th win of the season with a decisive 8-3 win here tonight in Durham West, as Maya St. Pierre joins Emmeline Grennan in the 20-win club this season, as the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins close out their final road game of the season with an 8-3 win here in Ajax over the Durham West Lightning. The Lightning now fall to 37-10-3-0 on the season, while the Dolphins go up to 45-1-1-0, adding to their league best record. And they have one more game to go tomorrow afternoon against the Whitby Wolves at 12:15, and that'll be our next broadcast for you. Before we sign off, let's go over our players of the game for both teams. For Durham West, we'll go with Renee Lapointe, who picked up her 23rd goal of the season here in this third period. And for Etobicoke, how can it not be Haley Box, who capped off the hat trick here in the third period? She was elementary in this game for the Etobicoke Dolphins. And the Finns will enter tomorrow on a high. They extend their win streak to 8 games, but the Durham West Lightning, their win streak comes to a halt at 4 games. They'll have one more game tomorrow afternoon here against the Oakville Hornets, as Manny McCullough will get goodbyes from her former teammates in their final meeting of the season. As Manny McCullough does not get a goal here in her final game in Durham West, as she is heading for the University of Minnesota. But Manny McCullough, I gotta imagine, was an emotional game for her. She played a really strong part in terms of the offense. No goals for her tonight, but she was a strong presence out there on the ice. She looked really good. A lot of the Dolphins, if not all of them, looked fantastic in this one, especially Haley Box and Sophia Ishmael. They were decisive in this 8-3 win tonight in Durham West. Don't forget, we're back on the air tomorrow afternoon when the Dolphins will honor their 11 graduating seniors before they take on the Whitby Wolves at 12:15 live from the Ford Performance Center. That's the next time we'll talk to you, but until then, that's going to do it for us here from Ajax. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday night here with us in our first presentation on the road for the Dolphins broadcast channel. It was a lot of fun to bring you, and we hope you can join us again tomorrow afternoon when the Dolphins take on the Whitby Wolves. Until then, on behalf of our broadcast crew, my name is Thomas Mercier, the voice of the Dolphins. Thank you so much for joining us here for another presentation of Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey on the Dolphins broadcast channel. Until tomorrow afternoon, enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.